Hello, everybody. It's Friday, and that means you're tuned into another episode of the Sleeping Giants GameCast. No nonsense. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, you're listening to TSG Gamecast. That's the Sleeping Giants Gamecast. We do a podcast every week. We shoot the shit about video games. We fire rapid questions, and we just generally have a good time. I am Sean, TSG underscore big time. You can see my Twitch handle right above me here, and that's about it for me. I'll hand it over to who's next.
That'd be me. My name's Alex. You can call me Alex, or you can call me Axel Haxon. That's how I represent myself on Twitch, Twitter, Xbox, PS4, you name it. Axel Haxon. So it's nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
And I'm Kyle, and just above me, here's my Twitch thing, LU Radio DJ. And also, just let it kick off to Derek. I'm not going to go through all my Twitters and all that stuff right now.
What is up, Buds? I am Derek. Thank you all for joining us. Before we get started, I do want to bring up two things really quickly. First off, I would just like to remind everyone that 2 days ago, Mixer officially shut down. What we thought was a horrible thing was actually great for all of us. Huh?
I just saying, pour one out, for Mixer.
Pour one. Okay, yeah, yeah. Here.
I mean, my bar is open.
Just making sure the cap is
I'm not doing with the cap on, but like.
Yeah, you know what? I have a coffee cup that seals itself. So pour one for Mixer.
So officially goodbye to Mixer. It was awesome. It got I don't know, but you guys got me into streaming. Now I'm on Twitch, and you know what? I'm enjoying my time on Twitch way more than I was on Mixer. So that's awesome. Two, I would like to congratulate Sean on a Twitch milestone today.
Woohoo!
100 followers.
Oh yeah,
100 followers, baby. I'm updating the tab right now.
So congratulations to you. That's I did see, however, that you were already up to 102.
Yes, I'm up.
Oh my god, that's fun.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So to anyone listening, if you want to go stop by his stream every so often, give him the support for viewership. It's a pretty big milestone. How do you feel?
I feel great, Jim. No, it's really nice. I'm happy to be at 102. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's following, and even more so the people who stop by and watch us play games and listen to us shoot the shit. And just a reminder that I'm not the only one. There's 3 other guys in this podcast. Please do them a favor and drop them a follow as well.
Cutie, you hear that? That's awesome. I also want to do a quick shout out to Sean for being kicked out of the playoffs today by the Feeder League Chaos team in our Blood Bowl League. Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm being kicked out?
Yeah, congratulations. That leaves me in a game 3 and Kyle in a game 2.
Kyle's got to do his game 1, so.
Yeah. Anyway, just kidding. No, actually, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Real talk, I'm sad because I'd rather play Sean than a compy, so real talk, I'm sad.
It is what it is, huh?
It is. I can't hound you now that it wasn't hard enough because you're actually out this time. You actually didn't make the finals for the first time in literally 9 seasons.
9 seasons? Yeah. Was there not one that I didn't make the playoffs?
No,
though?
You made the playoffs every time and you made the finals. You made the playoffs by the penis skin, to be honest, but
whoa.
You know.
Whoa.
Look, if no one else is going to bring the edge, I got to do it, okay? Look at my beard. Look at me. Look at me.
It's true.
I tend to just close Discord and not even look at the stream when I do this because I don't want to have to look at your face.
It's really rough. It's really rough. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Alrighty. That's it for me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, actually, on that note, on the whole Blood Bowl 2 league note, as we've discussed, it would always be awesome to have more human players, less AI players. So if anyone plays Blood Bowl, if anyone is interested in joining a league that's in constant development, new ideas being put out all the time. We have our main league, we have a farm league. Very interesting. We love the game, we love playing it. We would love to have more people. So if you are listening to this and you are interested, feel free to drop us a message, and we can get you in on that. Xbox. I should mention definitely Xbox.
Just so it's not cross-platform.
Well, not necessarily. That excludes the PC Master Race people that
Last
are.
thing I want to toss out here too is there's a site I was made aware of yesterday called Goblin Spy, and if you register your league, it tracks all kinds of stats throughout its history. So I'm doing what I can to register SGS right now. Well, not right now, but this week to see if we can get like every death or every stat that's ever been done. That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
Shit, that's actually
Over the-
pretty damn cool. All
Yeah,
right.
Oh,
yeah. So we'll
interesting.
see how that goes.
I want to add, Alex, that we did not discuss this, but apparently we are color coordinated today.
Oh, are you in red? Oh,
I am definitely in red. Yeah, I'm wearing my Montreal Canadiens shirt because I put it on
yeah,
because
that's
my
right.
Blood Bowl team going to playoffs.
That's true.
So I put on my Montreal Canadiens shirt. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna kick some ass, and I lost both my games. So
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because Derek's like, he only lost one game. I'm like, no, he lost both. Derek's like, what?
it was rough.
Yeah, I didn't
It
know
was a
that
rough
was your
go.
second game that you were playing at the time, so I was very very surprised to hear that you got eliminated in
And
the
then
first round. That was unexpected.
Yeah, for what it's worth to catch Kyle up, I lost my first game 1-0 to Undead, and then won 2-0 the second game. So it's going to a rubber burner.
Oof.
A rubber
Anyway.
So Kyle could win.
He could win the championship. Yeah.
It'll be hard to say because I'm missing, I think, 2 guys for my first game.
Yeah, my ogre AG.
I think I'm missing a flesh golem and a wolf or a ghoul. I don't know which one.
Would it be okay if I kicked us off with something bizarre for a minute, 2 minutes?
Go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Go for it. Take us.
All right.
Take us on a bizarre adventure.
So I requested because I have RBC rewards. You know, you pay your Visa, you get some kickback. So I got some eShop cards mailed to me from RBC. So here's a Nintendo gift shop card. Like the art, okay, everything's good, right? Scratch on the back, no problem. Already been used, so too bad. But I pulled the 50. Okay, so that's a 20. I pulled the 50 with my man Bowser, and this is what I get. It's torn to shreds. It's not even legible, and it's like a hole in it. It's like you know those stands that people like put cards on in shops, like with the like almost the Christmas tree for the cards, and you put the cards on. You know what I'm talking about? You run them through the hole. It's like somebody put it upside down and tried to jam one of these like hangy things through it. That's my finger.
And what are you gonna do about this?
And no, so I contacted Nintendo, and they have a thing like, "Yo, is your gift card lost, damaged, illegible, or broken?" I'm like, "Why, yes." So I clicked that, and I sent the pictures of the front and the back, and they're like, "We need your account, we need proof of purchase from your retailer, whatever." So I'm like, don't have proof of purchase from the retailer, but I was able to get the printout that I did request the cards from that bank program, and then they gave me my 50 today. So it took about a week to sort that all out, but
Damn.
yeah, I've never seen anything like that. The barcode just like mauled by a dog. Somebody, it wasn't even
The
used.
barcode, the barcode, or the
the scratch.
The
redemption
card.
code?
Was it the card?
Yeah, it's a scratch area. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I find that so weird that you have to jump through so many hoops for that, because that happened to me once with a Netflix gift card. I scratched it off,
Okay.
and it peeled the numbers straight off of it. So I did the same thing. I contacted their support through browser,
Yeah.
and they literally did not ask for any of that. They were like, "Oh, what's the barcode on the back, or the
Right.
serial number?" So I gave them the serial number. Seconds later, they're like, "Oh, good, it's been applied to your account. Enjoy."
Right, because they're like, oh shit, yeah, like because that's what like my brother was like, yo, there's a barcode, they can just track it, they can see it wasn't redeemed, they have the code in their Excel database sheets, whatever they use, they gotta have it. But then I have to jump through 8 hoops, which is fine, like whatever, it wasn't hard. But
The game companies always, for some reason, require more steps than anybody else.
yeah. So anyways, that was
That's
super
dumb.
weird. It showed up like that. That was the weirdest part. Is it was just like somebody gave it to their dog, then sent it to me.
You didn't see what the mailman looked like. So
No.
how do you know that it wasn't mauled by dogs? You know how dogs are with mailman. So
How do I know it wasn't a werewolf from Kyle's team as my
I was just
mailman?
gonna say it was a werewolf.
because
Anyways.
that sounds like a fantasy.
Yeah, that does. It's a fantasy of mine, in fact. Anyways, that's it for my down the rabbit hole opener. So Strange times, but resolved.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
So
sharing that with us. I
yeah,
greatly appreciate that.
I
Yeah.
greatly
It was
appreciate
nice
knowing
to
that you
know.
got a Malda
Oh
gift
my
card.
god.
So unprofessional.
Yeah. Whatever it is, you just nope.
Did I'm assuming you guys all watched the Xbox? Well, I guess you all did. You were with me. We all watched the Xbox conference.
Yes, we did. We were there.
If I was gonna
Not there.
say
There, I mean,
if I was gonna say now that we've had time to settle in, maybe some people have watched other videos and stuff. How do you think they did? And rapid fire question is your favorite game of the show?
Oh, nice.
called a quick
Ooh,
queue.
hot.
So if you were to grade
Q.
them, we'll say on a 10 we'll say on a 10 quick Q, sorry. We'll say on a 10-point scale, if you were to rate them on the show, what would you give them? And what was your favorite thing to see and worst thing to see? Two questions, two quick Qs.
Okay, how we starting, champ? Can I go?
You go first, Alex.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna adjust what we talked about. I'm gonna go with a 7.5, just because the optics are so bad. The optics are incredibly bad, and the way it wormed its way through social media, through Reddit, about Halo being just looking like what the like meh, like the fact that there was all this, and I'm not saying this shit's accurate, but sometimes the populace drives the ugly bus, right? And it goes right straight to the fucking bus depot, and there's no stopping. So from their look, from the outside in, they think Halo looks like shit, and we didn't think it looked great either. And unfortunately, that's a big franchise. Now I'm gonna back up real quick and just say, if it's me, it's at least an 8.5, because I jumped out of my chair 3 separate times, and that'll be part of my quick queue thing. But yeah, 3 separate times I jumped out of my chair. So for me, it was a big win. For Xbox, it was bad optics and maybe a loss. I'm not even sure at this point. 7.5 for me.
So would you say that the worst thing you saw then was Halo?
Uh, yeah, just because. Well, I'm kind of the mind too. It's like, why is Psychonauts there? You know, that. It's not that it's bad, but it's like, what are we doing? And it was entirely too long. Or actually, you know what? The worst thing I saw, because it was long, was Wonderland Babin Wonderland.
Balin Wonderlands. Balan Wonderland.
Wonderland. And you know what? I'm gonna be real. the amount of people on that game as that trailer dropped from the Game Awards staff, auto turn off for me. I was already on the sketch fence for that game, and then it was like, "Oh, I'm done. I only see more Battle and Wonderworld for life." I'm like, "No. Battle and Wonderworld was the worst thing I saw there. Halo looked fine. Halo looked like Halo to me, and as somebody who doesn't care, that's fine. But optics for Microsoft are trash. 7.5.
And your most best looking game, or the game that excited you the most?
Game that excited me the most. I'll have to go that way. I had 3 things. I had Warhammer.
One thing.
One thing.
One thing.
I know that, but I'm saying it's not Warhammer. It's not Warhammer. I'm going through it. Okay, it's not Warhammer. Okay, but that was cool. Okay,
it was very cool. Yeah.
My thing is, I'm gonna have to say Stalker. And I'm gonna preface this by saying State of Decay 3 not worthy. Okay, it's gonna be amazing. I know that, but Stalker is like a childhood friend who was sold into some terrible fate, never to be seen again, and suddenly comes back and is bearing riches because Stalker 2 is back, Stalker franchise is back, and not only that, it's making its first ever console showing on the Xbox Series X. I'm gonna go with Stalker 2. I'm done.
Excellent. Kyle, what about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with Alex. I'd either give it a 7.5 or an 8. I did watch this after you guys, and because I was at work, so it's kind of sucked I wasn't able to be a part of it. But yeah, 7.5 to an 8. It's hard for me to give it an exact one, but I'd say between those two. Most excited for, just because we had all talked about it, and because I'm actually pretty pumped that they're bringing the franchise back, because I had a lot of good times playing with Sean for the third one back in the day, just the third one, because that's when I got my
You-
Xbox. Is
You
Fable.
better say what. Yes, yes.
It's Fable. Because I remember him just giving me a bunch of money and stuff back on the third one and playing the game too. Anyway, so yeah, Fable would be my most my most looking forward to one.
And
And
the worst looking to you,
the wor-
like that. It was like you don't even. Maybe you felt positively about all of them, so I want to say like
I did feel positively about a lot of the ones, obviously, because there's another Don't Nod game. I thought it was actually going to be a Life is Strange 3, but it wasn't. So that one is going to be good too for sure.
Tell me
'Cause
why I believe it's called.
Yeah, because they've never let me down in the past.
You didn't
And
know that this was coming already, though. You hadn't already seen anything on it. It was
no, I
fully new
hadn't.
to you.
I had it was new to me. The one I think the one I think that I don't want to say disappointed me, but the one that looked least appealing to me anyway was the that one that they gave it all that hype. It's like, oh, if you're waiting for it, this isn't Cyberpunk and this isn't made or but oh, it's the project whatever it was there. It's oh, this isn't made by Obsidian and that fucking
Grounded,
Oh,
the
wait,
Honey I
yes,
Shrunk the Kids.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Grounded
I'm
looks awesome, man.
it's the one it's the one I'm out of all of those the one that it didn't appeal to me in the least. That's all I'm saying.
That's
what I'm
fair.
saying.
I know it
That's
I,
fine.
Okay, so when we all buy it, and we say you're not gonna like it, don't buy it. And then don't like it.
We're not gonna
well,
buy it.
okay,
It's
if it
Game Pass.
it's Game Pass.
Oh,
So
there. Save yourself the trouble. Don't download it. Don't waste
Yeah.
your space.
well, I'll try it out, but like again,
Why
it's
would you?
not
It's not interesting
Guys,
to you. It's your
guys,
the
guys,
least
guys.
favorite in show.
Guys, in the forum, I can't get into Grounded. I didn't make it past the tutorial.
Okay, so then none of us are allowed to play our least favorite one then?
Well, of course. We're just
Okay.
I think just as a side note, I think this is the beauty of Game Pass and Xbox too. By the way, is that all those games that they showed, whether they're into them or not, it is confirmed that you can try them all for free, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, for free. You got to have a Game Pass subscription, but moving forward, we assume Game Pass and Xbox Live will be together.
Well, with
So-
them getting rid of gold, then it's going to be Game Pass Ultimate, right? That they're going to want to sell.
Yeah, that's what I believe. So yeah, so the beauty of that is that you can try a game like Grounded, and maybe it's not your cup of tea. I don't know if it'll be my cup of tea, but I'm excited to try it. And this is something that, like in your case, you would definitely not buy Grounded.
No,
like
not physically.
it might be a good game, but you just because you're not appealing, you don't have an appeal to it. You wouldn't go to the store and buy it, or even digital, unless it was on a massive sale. So the fact that day one you can download it and try it, and maybe you will love it, is an amazing thing.
Yeah, like that's so undersold, isn't it? Like, dude, every game's on Game Pass. Holy shit! Like, isn't that insane? Like, we're gonna get to play all these games for something we're already paying for. It's insane.
It is insane. Anything else to add there, Kyle, or do I go to Derek?
You can go to Derek. If there's anything else I ever wanted to bring up about it, I'll do it at some other point. But yeah, Derek.
Derek.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, after giving it more thought, I'm gonna be a little less generous than you guys. I'm gonna give the overall showing a 7 at max. I was thinking about it a lot, and the panels, all these people that they brought on to discuss games,
Terrible.
I didn't like the vibe of a lot of it. They just didn't seem to mesh, in my opinion. Including those people that were overhyped about fucking Balan Wonder World Wonderland, whatever that garbage looking game was. I don't need to see any more. I'm good. The show hasn't even started yet, and they're like ready to like hang up and stop watching.
Fucking
Afterwards, they're like, "Hang on, I need to go change my underwear."
Like I don't know. I didn't like that vibe. Like I mean, I get opinions and but when you see a game and then immediately you're like, I don't need to see anything else. Like, well, you're there to take in the entire experience, and at least in some way be objective as to what you're looking at. Like, yeah, you might not be a huge fan of Halo, but to sit there and say, well, when Halo comes up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
What is that? Like,
in some ways,
where's the objectivity
Mhm.
yeah,
that you're supposed to have in doing these things?
if I can just add a little piece of that, in some ways, I find it insanely disrespectful to Microsoft as well, because this is their show. They were doing the 1 hour conference, and they hired Keeley to do the pre-show. Everyone, like every site, was doing their own pre-show. Like IGN was, Game Spot, fucking Giant Bomb. Everyone was doing their own thing, and that's okay. But the official pre-show crew was Keeley, and Keeley brought on these people, and I thought a lot of them were terrible. Like honestly, like I respect Keeley, I respect Alana Pierce, and there's the guy with the Master Chief helmet. I like his opinions too. I've watched his YouTube videos before, but everyone else, like you said, it was like just honestly, just SDFU, GTFO, like. To tell, like, that'd be like PlayStation, like, oh man, I just saw the shitty game in the pre-show, and I don't need to see Uncharted or Last of Us, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom when they show these, like, God of
Yeah,
War
exactly.
2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Like, it's the same thing, and it's like, man, just shut the fuck up. You're supposed to be like, they're in a way, whether they like it or not, are there to hype up the Xbox. That's what Keeley is being paid for.
Yeah, that I mean, that's what the pre-show is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to hype everyone, get them ready for the actual showing, and what, like 50% of them just shat on things continuously,
It's weird.
or
Yeah.
not necessarily shat on, but like they didn't provide the hype that was necessary for the show,
Mhm.
and they didn't really try to stay objective. Like you two heard me while we were watching the pre-show, right? How many games I had zero interest in.
Tons.
All right.
Well, fair
But
amount.
to be able to sit there at the end of it all and say, you know what? Overall, this showing was good. The pre-show was good. The show was good because they're bringing in things for everyone, and objectively, that is an awesome thing. Just growing what's available to the people in the Xbox and Microsoft ecosystem. I'm not going to sit there and shit on it because I don't like them. I think it's awesome. I'm not going to play any of those games. They don't appeal to me. But I don't know. I really didn't enjoy that pre-show vibe. It just seemed very judgy, and as Sean and we've all agreed, it was disrespectful.
Yeah, and if I can just add too that like you always expect someone to be like the cutesy games are better than the non-cutesy ones and carry that opinion in a panel. Like I almost always expect that. But we had like two of them, maybe even three of them at one point. It's like, wait, what? And it's so much so that Jeff Keighley had to be like, okay, other than Balan Wonderworld, like other
Yeah.
than that game, talk about something else. And they're
Like,
like, oh shit, okay, look.
you shouldn't have to direct a panel, all right? And the people on the panel should realize when something has been talked about to death, and at least try to steer it in another direction.
Yeah.
There's no harm in being like, yeah, I agree with the guy above me. Balan Wonderworld or Wonderland, whatever, like looked really good. But this also, like, we don't need to hear the the almost identical opinions of the same game over and over again. Again, that's not why they're there.
Can I just?
So yeah, that's why they get a 7 from me. It was that
7.
pre-show I feel really hurt them.
Yeah.
Obviously best in show for me, even though we saw absolutely nothing about it except for a really really cool cinematic, short cinematic, was State of Decay 3.
Yep.
As we've discussed, they've done amazing things with the second one, brought it in the right direction, from the origins. We're talking right at the point of State of Decay here, the first one. Then they took, in my opinion, they took a garbage second one and turned it into something that's worth pouring so many hours into. So I'm really excited to see where they take State of Decay 3.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to have seen it up on the screen, official. It's there, it's coming. It will eventually show up. So I'm super happy to have seen that.
And
got me way more hyped than anything else.
Can
As I
just-
stared at my screen in disbelief.
can I just throw something out here? So do we think, like, this is just like lore / mechanics wise? We saw the animals, right? We saw the elk killing a wolf, which is obviously there's going to be animals in the game. That's new, right? But in terms of other new mechanics, can we surmise, because it was winter, can we surmise that there's going to be dynamic weather? on the Series X, or can we surmise that it's in a snow place? Like, there's obviously clear difference there, right?
Going with the dynamic weather, because as we've both discussed, this is things that they could not include in the second one because of the limited power of the console.
Yeah, right.
I'm hoping now that the power of Series X, it's going to be it has to be dynamic weather or changing seasons or something.
Something, yeah.
As long as it rained,
it
didn't even
if
rain.
They're gonna add, well, yeah, because it couldn't handle it. That's what we're.
Yeah.
That's like the Xbox could not handle it. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping seasonal weather. I think that would be absolutely awesome because it would add an entire layer of challenge to the game.
Right, rather than like
to have to go from surviving in summer, from surviving in summer to surviving in winter.
Yeah.
And if they add wildlife,
and some
it's going to bring the world.
Yeah.
It'll bring the world to life in a way that would just be incredible.
Man, like think about
just imagine that
a freaking elk around, just
like, yeah, just imagine a wild dog running down the street, and you turn around and there's a horde of 20 zombies chasing this poor dog. Like, that would be amazing instead of just shambling mindless hordes.
And of course, I just want to add too, they can also do things like what in winter your community will eat double the food or something, right? Like whatever it would be that makes it more challenging, like reflect an actual reality where it's we can make it during summer here, but we won't be able to survive the winter. That's a very common like trope, right? So
I'd appreciate them also being like, hey, there's animals. You can actually hunt them for food. You don't have to just take a rucksack too, by the way.
I don't know if I'd want them to go that far. I myself personally, I don't want this to turn into a goddamn sim like every other game where you're out hunting things for resources, and I like the way the game is patterned right now.
I'm curious.
Would I hate it? No, but it's not really at the forefront of what I want to say. I just want to see those animals there because it would truly add to the environment and really make it feel like a living world.
Yeah.
I'm curious because what you guys think, because State of Decay 3, based on what Undead Labs said in the past and what Microsoft and Phil Spencer were talking about in the past, like before State of Decay 2 launched even, they were talking about how the third one they would want to be more really like open world MMO kind of deal.
And
if you remember the trailer for State of Decay 2, they kind of portrayed that view of community and people. How do you guys feel? Do you think that there's a reason why they showed only one singular character solo? Like, I'm just curious. Like, if you think it might just be a trailer and it has nothing to do with it, but sometimes they try to tease something that they're going for, right? And we saw literally nobody else. A game that's so largely built on the community build and the people you encounter and recruit for you, there was literally nobody else.
That's a fascinating point, man. That's a good point, man.
If it ends up like Days Gone, it'll be dog shit. So
I'm sure they won't do that, but I'm just curious, like, does it say something else? Is there going to be something different? Because their original vision was to make it not that you have to necessarily join into somebody's lobby. Like, they wanted it to be more a giant open world and build your communities and MMO live players in there at the same time. They might have decided not to go that route, or they might still go that route, but just based on the trailer, I just think it's interesting to point out that there was only one person solo.
Yeah, they took a very solitary trailer, did they not? You make a great point. I didn't think about that at all. It's a very solitary trailer, that's for sure. I really hope, for what it's worth, guys, I really hope they don't go that route. I don't need that route at a State of Decay. Like, you have that route in Fallout 76, right? I almost feel like every time we do like a standing server, you log in, you have other people in their villages around you, I feel like it just ends up being shitty. Like, I don't know why, but it just ends up being bad. And like, I don't want State of Decay to go that route, but you're so right, Sean, in saying like, hey, this is what they've always been going for, so it's weird that they would launch this way. Now, is there a second half to that trailer where she goes to kill the elk, somebody else shoots it, and there's like, out of the cold snow comes the whole gang of people. It's like, with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, could easily just do that, right? But
like, I'm assuming this is nothing more than just a teaser trailer, right? It's basically just a teaser trailer. But it was just a point that I noticed. I was curious what you guys might have thought.
What was your least favorite, Derek?
Well, I just want to touch on that state point really quickly. It could also be that they were just that they were really just like you say, a teaser trailer, and they were more so maybe showcasing the weather aspect and the wildlife aspect, because they did put a big emphasis on both of those things. Um,
Yeah.
But you are right.
on the wildlife and the weather, uh, and then the fact that she's solo. I mean, could be anything. It could very well mean that it's going to be a massive world, and like Alex had said when we briefly discussed it, it could mean that you might not be able to travel from point A to point B in the span of 5 minutes in a car anymore, or a more remote location. So who knows? I mean, I'm super excited for it. I think the trailer was awesome, and if they just give me an improved State of Decay 2 with weather and wildlife, I'm super happy. And
Right.
of course, my least favorite was Balan Wonder whatever, because it was what did I say it was the other
Overhype?
day when we were
Dog
no,
shit.
not
I don't know.
overhyped. I probably did say dog shit at one point. No, the one of the big, it was the taglines too, that it was just this
Look into
generic
your
like look
heart.
inside yourself, follow your heart, believe in yourself, fucking 90% of the other goddamn games of its type that come out, and I don't know, it just didn't look interesting. I don't like the art style. I don't the only one thing interesting that was like, oh, that seems cool, was the 80 costumes or whatever that give you different abilities. But then the fact that, their costumes just ruins that for me as well. So you know what? I am 0% interested, excited in, don't care about that game, never want to hear about it again. Unless it's someone else bashing it. Then I'm all for it. That's it for me. Sean, what do you got? What do you got? Share. Share.
Okay.
Share.
I'm sharing is carrying, okay? I'm going to
Share.
I'm gonna share. Shut up and let me talk. Okay, okay. My favorite game. Okay, no, I'm gonna start with the score, okay? We're gonna start with
The
the
score
score.
first.
I have two
Let's keep the format.
scores. I have two scores,
Oh my
okay?
God. One score.
Two scores. I go with Derek.
Yep.
I do believe that the show overall gets a 7. I agree with Derek. I think it is a 7. I honestly believe it was a very solid show, but the pre-show hurt what was going on. But as far as the actual hour and what Microsoft did and what they showed, like Derek said, they showed games for everyone. They showed games from every genre almost. Like, try to pick a genre you didn't see at that show, and you won't find it unless you're looking for some really like obscure one. They showed a bunch of new IPs. They showed returning IPs that you didn't know were coming. Games. I mean, we knew that Forza was coming, but interesting enough, it lost its number, so they're kind of like spiritually rebooting that as well. We don't know what that's going to be like, but because I think they're supposed to be on Motorsport 8, if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
supposed to be motor. That's what I was like. I was like, oh, Forza Motorsport 8, and then it was just Forza Motorsport, and I'm like,
Yeah, they're dropping the numbers, much like Halo did. Yeah, so they showed things for everyone. So the show itself, like the hour long, was fantastic. I'd probably give them a 9, but because of the pre-show, they get a 7. And I think the really winner of the show is Game Pass, and it gets 11 out of 10. Okay, I think it's important that moving forward, I can't stress this enough. We've talked to Eric. I've talked to Eric about this, and I've been saying it for a long time, and everyone has been saying it. You're not going to see the graphical leap that you saw once upon a time. Like, this isn't N64 to Xbox. This isn't
yeah,
OG Xbox to Xbox 360. Like, we're at a point in time where the type of graphics you can achieve are not necessarily at their peak, but they're pretty damn close. And we're already in the 4K era and 60 frames per second. The next step up is 120, which to the human eye is hardly noticeable. It's smoother, it's better, but it's still hardly noticeable. So when we're talking that all games are going to be 4K 60 or 4K 120, what more can they do with the graphics? Yes, the more powerful the consoles get, the quicker load times, the better quality of life, the bit more rendering they can do, the ray tracing, whatever, all that shit is going to come. But to think that you're like, I want Halo to look like what it looked like when we played Halo 1 on the OG Xbox, like that leap is not ever going to happen again in our lifetime. And I just want to make sure everyone understands that.
Our lifetime's a long time unless I die tomorrow, though. I'm not willing to go that far with it, but I know what you're saying, brother.
So yeah, Game Pass gets 11 on 10 because this is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, in any Microsoft conference since Game Pass has been around that they've been able to say every game they showed is coming to Game Pass. Every game they showed, included in the pre-show, is coming to Game Pass. Dragon Quest coming to Game Pass. I see you can pre-order some other edition and pay for it, but why would you if you have Game Pass? Halo, say what you want about it, good, bad, terrible. We don't, at this point, you shouldn't care. It's coming to your Xbox console of choice, potentially your mobile phone of choice because of xCloud. Not potentially, I mean, it will. It's guaranteed that it's coming. Or PC. So, and then everyone's like, oh, well, why would I buy a next Xbox if I can play it on PC? What the hell's wrong with that? That's not negative. Like, people are putting, like, I think part of the negative thing you're seeing spewing is about the graphics and where they can play it. Like, especially with Halo. You said all the negative stuff in social media about the conference is about the graphics for Halo. This doesn't look next gen. Nothing in the PlayStation conference looked next gen, for fuck's sakes. Like, it's not going to exist anymore. That's not going to happen anymore in our lifetime. I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen in our lifetime unless some massive change in, like, tech happens. But I don't see it happening in our lifetime. Go ahead, Kyle.
I was just gonna say you're right, unless we get one of those like fully immersive, like actual, not fakey virtual reality things, but like an actual, like, hey, you're here. That'll be the next step. But as you're right, as far as tech goes, you'll only visibly notice the smallest things right now. There is no next gen graphics as there was between the PS2 and the PS3, or the Xbox and the 360, even between the 360 and the One.
So I think that people are very stuck on that. They're very, very stuck on that, and it might be it's an interesting time we're living in because I think we as gamers, this group anyway, understands what Xbox is doing, and it's different. It is different because we have not seen this yet in a generation where shit, I don't have to buy the Series X day one because I can still play all those games on the One X, which is a fabulous console. I don't own one myself, so I'm not getting the same boost that you guys are already getting in 4K. I have the S, and before my original crapped out, it was the original. And if I could have my original until the Series X came out, I would have been playing on the original. So it's a very interesting time that we're living in, that you have that option to either play on Series X or OG Xbox, Xbox One X, or go on PC if you want. And this is an Xbox game show, and people hear that and they're like, "Oh, well, it's Xbox, right?" But it's the brand, it's the overall brand. Like, they don't care if you play it on PC. If you want to play their games on PC, power to you. That's nothing wrong with that. And it's a strange world we live in because a lot of people are still, if you see all these stupid console wars going on, it's like, well, I can play all those games on PC and they run better or whatever. It's like, well, you can also play it on your phone. You can play it on
You're right. It's almost as if like, not quite, but it's almost as if like the PC, or sorry, the PS4 Xbox Switch thing is kind of like leveled out. Not quite, but almost, as far as like we don't diss each other as much as we used to and that stuff. But the PC people will always look down on you no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, for me, the biggest example of this too is that look at Sony's branding right now. They're saying like some of their games will be backwards compatible, but their PS5 games are PS5 games. That means you cannot play a PS5 game on the PS4. And that includes Spider-Man Miles Morales. That is a launch exclusive. Are you telling me that game looks next gen? No, it looks exactly like the Spider-Man that's out on the PS4 now. There's no reason why you cannot play that game on your PS4 Pro. But this is the stance that Sony is taking, and that's okay. I'm not judging it. I don't find it's very customer friendly, like how Microsoft is doing it. But that makes sense to all these gamers. That makes sense. Well, I'm going to buy my new console to play this game. And Microsoft is throwing away that route.
Yeah.
And that's the way of the future, I think. And I don't think people are there yet. So overall, 11 on 10 for Game Pass / Microsoft, but the official show, because of the pre-show, I give it a 7. My favorite game? Go ahead.
I was going to say, what about game?
Yeah, my favorite game is Fable. I've been talking about it forever that I want it to come, and I'm like, I think it's coming. I think 2 E3s now. I've been like, rumor is they're going to announce a Fable, and they call Xbox's worst kept secret because a lot of people are like, some people are like, oh, they're definitely making it. I talked to people in Playground Games, and they're definitely working on it. But there was never any official confirmation. I remember watching Phil Spencer on podcasts, and it's like, oh, can you just confirm Fable for us? And his face told me yes, but he was still like, we have nothing to announce now. So I love that franchise, but we have nothing to announce now. Like so I'm happy that it's finally there. I'm really happy they put that at the end of the show. I know they showed zero gameplay, but again, as far as the trailer goes, the trailer shows me that they understand where they want to go with the franchise, which is bring it back to its roots. They're showing it's going to be hilarious British humor. It's going to take place in Albion, ancient Britain, with castles and fairies and blah, blah, blah. No more steampunk. At least that's what the trailer tells me. Also, on that note, you guys were talking about weather. I just want to add that the people making the new Fable game are Playground Games, who do Forza Horizon, who have access and built the 4-season engine, right? Like they have the best dynamic weather around.
True.
And I'm really hoping they use this tech in Fable. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But I hope they use that tech in Fable. And these are all Microsoft-owned studios too. So if Playground Games wants to share their tech with Undead Labs, I'm going to say I don't think they can refuse because they're owned by Microsoft technically. But why not? Like, why wouldn't you? So it just it rustled my jimmies a bit. Worst game? Other than Balin. You know what's funny is that you told me that for Balin Wonderlands, you're like, this John's going to love this game. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm all for weird Japanese shit. And I'm like, I love platformers too. But after it was all said and done, I'm like, man, I originally I was like, ooh, 80 costumes with different powers like Mario. I'm like, this is going to be cool. It doesn't look good at all. Like the animation doesn't look cutesy to me. It doesn't have that Japanese charm to me. It didn't look good as far as platformers go. I'm like, this all looks the same and shitty, and it might not be, but it doesn't appeal to me at all. But that's actually, I'm gonna go with my biggest disappointment. Actually, is Halo Infinite. Okay, and that's probably the hot take, and it's not even because I think it looks bad. Specifically because there's a lot of things, the good things, okay? The good things I saw is that you can tell that they're trying really hard to get out of where they were going with Halo 5. Like they're trying their darndest to make sure that you forget that they even made Halo 5. The graphical style, the art design, they're really bringing it back to a simpler time, so to speak. Because they obviously don't want to make it look like OG Halo graphical fidelity wise. They wanted to make it look next gen or as close to or current gen, but they also want to make it feel like what it looked like, that original experience you had landing on the Halo. And from what I saw, they nailed that. Like, I'm sure Derek will agree. Anyone who's played the original Halo, I'm sure you will agree. Like, just the color scape that they use, it's very reminiscent of Halo CE. So that's a good thing. They also showed cleaner HUD and other things, open world mechanics or whatever, but bringing it back to the roots is the good thing that they showed. I watched a 4K video back later because I wanted to see, because all I saw after this was how everyone was shitting on Halo. And I was trying to figure out why, because I saw some things too. I'm like, man, that architecture is weird. Was that pop-in texture? Was that blah, blah, blah? And it seems like all those things, everything that I said during that show, it seems like everyone else has the same feeling about. But I went back and watched the 4K video, and the graphics aren't bad. Like, honestly, they're not bad. They're not ugly. Are they not looking next gen like everyone wants it to? No, they're not. But like I said, this is something that literally every developer and everyone in the media has been trying to break into your minds for like the last year and a half. That don't expect. Like we're in 2020 right now. Like the technology for the graphical capabilities is not like, it's not like how it used to be. You're not going to see the same kind of jump. Plus, anyone who's smart enough, who's been in a console generation, you don't see the best looking games until the end of the generation anyway. when people start really taking advantage. None of these developers know how to use the solid state drive to their advantage, really. Like, and we're not there yet, and that's why we saw like Aaron. Well, I think you posted in the WhatsApp the other day, Alex. Aaron Greenberg tweeted that there were some games that didn't have the Xbox One tag, so to speak. And that's because he basically clarified that those are being made for the ground up for that system to take advantage of the 4K 60 frames, the ray tracing, the SSD. They're being built for that in hand. That doesn't mean they're not going to come, because I think based on their messaging, they want them to come for at least a couple years. But the best experience for those games will be on the Series X. Yeah, so I don't think it was the most disappointing to me, just because, not even because of the graphics. The trailer didn't do anything for me. The demo didn't do anything for me. The best part was watching the brute talk at the end. Like, I thought that was cool. Like, I liked when they looked out and I said, oh, that's pretty good draw distance and whatever. But we didn't really see like huge battles. We didn't really see anything that was emotionally powerful, which we're all used to. Well, if you've played the Halo franchise, you're used to, like, the Master Chief and whatnot. So, and Cortana and the kind of banter they have or whatever. So, graphics side is not what bothers me. It's more that I feel like it just showed badly. Like, it wasn't a good demo to show. You can take any racing game, you know what I mean? Or you can take any game, and if you clip it badly, what's Derek laughing at? If you clip it badly,
Well, just read the chat.
It'll be uninteresting, right? So that's it for me on that topic.
Awesome. So, but look, before we do any more quick cues, we all love these quick cues. With the week that we've had with other things coming out and other things that have been played, I know Alex, looking at you, buddy.
Yes.
You what the hell is the name of that game?
Yeah, it's Rogue Company. Rogue Company.
I see a lot of people playing that on
Company.
Twitch, by the way. Like, it seems like it's picking up a lot of people are giving it a try.
Yeah, it's theoretically a closed beta right now, just for the record.
I know we had discussed it too at first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your opinions were a little on the negative side of it.
Word, do you want me to
But
get
now
into it?
you're. Oh yeah, I want you to get into it. I mean, I know we had spoken about it a couple days ago, and your opinions seem to be shifting today when you brought it up again.
Yeah. I think when I first started, I was like, okay, this game is just okay. It's a AA game. It's very clear. It doesn't do everything right. It doesn't do a lot of things right, and worse yet, a lot of the systems feel, unnecessary. By which I mean, like, think about Counter-Strike in the buy shop, right? Like I was telling you guys, you use the buy shop in that, you have a bunch of options, right? Well, in this case, each character has their specific options. So you've got like 8 perks to choose from per character, 1 secondary weapon, 2 gadgets, and 2 primaries. So yeah, you're only basically choosing 1 primary, and by the end, if it goes the distance, you're upgrading everything else anyway except the perks. But at the same time, you don't even have all the perks available to every guy. So there's actually like a different set of 8 per guy. And it just felt like it didn't make sense. Like, why are we doing this? Why is there a buy shop? Things like that. There's a lot of things about that game that are like that to me. Or it just doesn't sort of add up. But the more I played it, the more I realized it has a different kind of place. Like, it's a third-person Counter-Strike with an Overwatch topping, because it's a hero shooter, and it's a smaller scale Counter-Strike, and like, it deserves to be played a bit because it's different than what's out there to some degree. The voice acting's trash. The character design's not exactly inspiring. They're okay. They're not great. Some of the guys are blatantly just bad. Like, some of their abilities are just blatantly shit. And some of the guns are recycled, but I keep coming back. Because there are some cool moments, like when I roll backwards on a guy, kill 2 dudes, shoot 2 other guys and kill them too, and you get a 4-piece, and you're just like, oh my god, let's go. Like, it has like a bit of a vibe to it. It has like a bit of a thing to it. So yeah, Some
Like, be
people have been
vibing.
playing it online. Yeah, some people have been playing it online. They've been doing drops. So if you watch a Twitch, you could potentially get a key for the game on a Twitch drop. But it's interesting. It's going free to play, so give it a shot when it does. It's Switch, PS4, Xbox, Epic Game Store. I'm playing it. I want to play more tonight. Even it's good. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. It has a place, and that's all I really want to say about it right now.
Fair enough.
Hmm?
I think he said fair enough.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna put it out
Exactly what I
here.
said.
I'm gonna pop something out here real quick. Is that I've downloaded and gave Carrion.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yep.
It's made by Devolver Digital, I think. It's on Game Pass. I believe they refer to it as a reverse horror game. It's like a 32-bit like side-scrolling game. It's kind of fucked up, bro. It's kind of fucked up.
Fucked up, man.
It's kind of fucked up.
It's actually kind of fucked up. I agree.
It seems really cool. I suggest it's on Game Pass. It's free. I suggest giving it a try. It's a side-scrolling like 32-bit game where you play as like an amorphous blob with like tentacles, and you are breaking out of the lab, and you like rip humans in half and like eat them.
Oh, it's fucked up. Yeah.
It's pretty
kind of
it's,
fucked up.
I haven't played it yet. That actually sounds extra fun now. The whole ripping people in
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
try it, man. Like I ripped a dude in half, and my tentacle like brought him by accident out
And
of
you
my control and smashed him against the wall. And I'm like, oh my
the screams.
God,
The
what
screams are the
fuck?
worst too, because you
Yeah.
grab them, like you unlock abilities as you go. I'm able to growl to see like where the next save point is.
Right.
Or I also have I shoot like a spider web almost, and the spider web like stops humans dead in their trap, or you can use it to press certain buttons when the puzzle
Yeah.
elements come in.
Yeah. And it's
But,
crazy because you like extend your tendril to a lever, and you don't
Yeah.
exactly have like full control, but you grab that lever and suddenly you're like moving it around, and you just think like you're this thing that's like learning human systems like in a horror
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. So they really do a nice job with that. But it's
They
fucked
really-
up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. And like what I like to do, it's funny, like the screams are horrific too, because you grab
Yeah.
like a human with your tentacle,
Yeah.
and you pull them, and then you move your sticks around, and literally like you're whipping them. You can't see my movement because you guys don't see my camera right now, but you're whipping your tentacles around, and you're bouncing the human off all the walls of the room on your screen, and he's like, ah! He's like screaming, like there's blood squirting everywhere. And then he doesn't. Then they stop screaming, obviously, because they're dead.
fucking dead, yeah.
And then you eat
they
them.
Get subsumed, yeah. They get subsumed into the beast, right? And like,
Yeah.
there's one guy on the shitter, and I was just trying to walk, right? Like I said, he shoots so many tentacles out that I actually think I like punched it through the guy that was on the shitter. And before I knew it, I was like flinging him around now. Like I didn't even realize I had him, right? Like it's like partially controlled by me, and partially the entity does what it will to live and consume and survive. Like it's a really cool idea, and I think they really might have something here. I just have to play more to know for sure. But first impressions, and I'm talking 10 minutes, like that's actually what I'm talking. First impressions for me were like, okay, this is legit. This is something. So
I played like an hour, and yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know how long if the puzzles get more intense, but it's definitely an interesting experience right now.
Yeah. Definitely recommend it, and stream it if you can. If it's one of you guys or whoever it is, because you'll probably have people that enjoy watching the way it looks and moves.
Yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot at some point. Just having seen like the little trailers for it and stuff, it just does look like a lot of fun. And then hearing your the way Sean describes it, just
Yeah.
I want to go fling a human up against a wall.
And honestly, I can't overstate how sometimes it feels like you stepped in bubble gum and you have it on the bottom of your shoe, but that's the human and that's your tentacle. You're like, oh shit, this I'll just eat this. And it's like, and everyone's so scared, and you're this big, scary, melty mouth blob, and it's just, oof. It'd be so scary to be hunted by that thing, man. Like, oof.
Sorry, guys, we have to
Sounds
end the
awful.
podcast right here because Wilf wants to play Siege. No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's what he said, but I'm not ending the podcast.
Yeah,
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna give that a try as soon as I can.
Definitely do that.
It's downloaded and waiting to go.
What else? Derek, you had a game, didn't you? Or
Super
no?
hot.
Yeah, you did have a game.
Super
Oh yeah.
hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It the so it is super hot, which
Okay.
is awesome. They didn't change any of that base
Oh wait, so
uh
you're playing the mind control delete. Sorry to interrupt,
mind
but
control delete.
you want
Yeah.
to make
So
sure.
so mind control delete. Yeah, sorry, I should have specified. My bad. Um it's super hot. All right. Now, and I love that because again, as the developers, they understand what makes their game great, amazing, and they didn't change any of that. And then the things that they added um, have just made it that much more enjoyable. Uh, f- from what I've seen, a few new weapons. If I remember correctly, there was no throwing knife in the first game. They added this like huge fucking Bowie knife that you can throw. A few more items in the environment that you can pick up and throw at people. I think there's like CDs like lying around on desks or like plates or something. And if you whip one of those at someone's head, it actually kills them, which is awesome. So it's just extra enjoyable now because you're using these other things that you're finding in the environment as opposed to just punching a guy and taking his weapon. You turn around and you see a fork on a table. You pick up the fork and you throw it at the guy's head and it kills him, which is really cool. It feels like super hot, just as enjoyable, just as awesome to play. Uh, I'm very excited to finish off the storyline in a sense, right? And then see hopefully endless modes or a lot of the modes that they had in the first one. I'm hoping are there. I haven't dug into that too much, but as far as it goes, it is absolutely awesome. I love it.
If I may add to the reason why I came back into your life, not that you weren't playing Super Hot, but they actually gave a free copy of this standalone product, Mind Control Delete, to anyone who owns Super Hot. And I got it in my Xbox message. It's like, here's your copy. Thanks for supporting us. So we made this for 5 years or 3 years or whatever it was. And so, like, holy shit, free game from the guys that made Super Hot because we bought OG Super Hot. That's pretty cool, man,
Yeah,
for Dev to do that.
and the awesome thing about it was, yes, it is on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but having seen that this was the offer, I just went out and bought Super Hot, and then the same thing. I got my free copy of Mind Control Delete, which in itself I think is awesome because now if the game ever leaves Game Pass, I have it. I have both of them, and it's a game that's really worth supporting because they have done a fantastic job with both of them. So the support, I have no problem with giving them my money.
Right on.
Take all
Uh,
this money.
I did also play very quickly Rock of Ages 3. That's another game I'm sort of like in the feeling out process for. Just dropped the other day. Unfortunately, the multiplayer does not seem intuitive, does not seem like sensible, and oddly enough, the game starts with like one star to unlock a level you want. So I went to Rome and unlocked Julius Caesar like to play against him in the rock rolling and base defending that makes them meet up the game. It's hard as shit. Like I have fought Caesar 5 fucking times and I've lost every time because this dude has insane ballistas defending his base and my war elephants don't even do shit to his rock. I don't know, man. It's intense. So I don't know if this game, if I unlocked like a hard level or what the hell. So I'm gonna have to look more into that to say more. But Rock of Ages 3 is another one that I'll maybe have more to say about in the future episodes, maybe. So just wanted to throw it out there that I'm working on that too.
You playing anything new, Kyle?
Um, well, I'm trying to finish up Last of Us 2. I'm about I want to say like 3/4 of the way done. But I also started Ghost of Tsushima. Now,
Yeah,
the one thing, it it plays really well. Like it's very good. The only thing I have a problem with is that the English voice actors I don't think did a good enough job. I don't like them. And then when you turn the Japanese voice actors on, it suits obviously because this is feudal Japan. But
Hey, Kawasaka mode. No, are you playing it in Is that what it's called?
I didn't
Kawasaka?
play Kawasaka mode. Basically, makes it in Japanese and it's black and white instead of
Oh, that's
uh,
cool.
color. But so I still have the color on. But if you switch to the Japanese voices, it makes more sense. And with the subtitles, and you'd figure it would sound good. But the voices, it looks like a samurai movie or like an old Chinese kung fu movie because the voices, the mouths during cutscenes are still mouthing English words. Um, so it throws it off completely. Like you have to be expecting at that point that you're going to watch an old samurai English dubbed movie, or like one of those old Chinese kung fu movies, or like a Godzilla movie where nothing makes sense. Um, because usually it's the other way around. It's English voices coming out of people who are mouthing their native languages, whereas this time it's English mouthing with the right language coming out. So I think and it's hard to say because Sucker Punch is a North American company, but like it would have made way more sense. Oh, there goes Alex.
What a noob.
It would have, yeah, it would have made way more sense for them to do it the other way. But
All right,
there's
we'll be right back. We're just gonna wait until Alex gets back in here.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday.
Is my cam showing? Because I don't know how
Alright.
ugly I am right now.
No, your cam's not showing. But I've lost Derek's cam though because when you drop, you screw up the whole Discord thing.
My bad.
It's all good. I'll fix him out. All right, but we are back. So I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to throw a rapid fire question.
Sure.
Kyle, you were done talking about Ghost of Tsushima, yeah?
Yeah, I think the last thing that I said was I was just saying it while we were gone is that if I have to get through it with the English voices, I will. But I think that they try too hard is what I was saying. Whereas like anime voice actors who dub English don't try at all. Like they're just garbage.
Mhm.
These people who are just normal English speakers try too hard and fail kind of. Oh, there's his picture. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, moving on to whatever you would like, sir.
Okay, so rapid Q, guys. Okay, I got one cooked up. Didn't randomize it, tech notwithstanding. So, but here it is. Okay, it's one of these strange scenarios. Okay, you have to recommend a game. Okay, that all of humanity must at least play through 40% of, in order to free itself from a tyrannical alien presence. What game is that? Knowing that everybody must play and enjoy 40% of it. Every single human being. What game would you recommend?
Oh God.
What do you think is most likely? There might to succeed.
He's back right away, right? There we go.
There we go. Stop clicking buttons. You dropped again. And now we don't hear him talking. Okay, well.
Mass Effect 2.
Okay, now I can hear you guys. What the my bad, guys.
Okay, so I just want to get this straight before anyone answers here, okay?
Please.
So,
Yeah.
Alex, your quick cue
Yes.
is we must pick one game.
Yes.
To force all of humanity to play at least 40%.
40%.
And it has to be a game that they'll automatically enjoy or that we hope
they must
they
have
enjoy.
enjoyed at least 5 minutes of that play. So it has to have something they enjoy in there. They can't have an utter shit time the whole time.
Okay. All right.
Let's just put it that way. They have to have liked something.
That's a tough one. So there has to be at least one thing in this 40% that they play through, whether it's a cinematic that they enjoy, whether it's a moment of storytelling, what moment of combat.
Anything. Yeah.
Ooh.
But the aliens were like, you must recommend one game that all humanity must play in order to be free of us for good.
I'm still sticking with Mass Effect 2.
You think people can play 40% of it and enjoy one thing at least?
Yeah, one thing? Yeah. There's at least one thing I think in that game or in that series in a whole that everybody can enjoy at least one thing, whether it's one character.
Right. So you've doomed us all because Eric will enjoy 0% of that game. I just want to throw that out there.
So you don't think that there's
in terms of what Alex described, Eric will enjoy 0% of that game, and you've doomed us all to enslavement by an alien species. I'm not saying that to change your answer because it's your answer, and that's awesome. But I'm just saying you've doomed us all. Thanks, Kyle.
But there is, I think maybe we all will doom us all, but I'm curious to see what you guys.
We're definitely gonna all doom us all. But I'm trying to think of something that has a hope.
I had
with Eric in mind.
If everything with grandma, if I had to make it something for 40%, like you have to enjoy all 40%, then no, it's not that. But like,
no, it's not.
If you can find parts, I'm pretty sure that there's one character or one tiny story part or a bit of dialogue or a cutscene or the combat in that game that at least one person will like.
Nobody likes the combat in Mass Effect. Come on now.
Mass Effect 2? Mass Effect 2 and 3 had great combat.
So yeah, just think they have to enjoy one thing in less than
humanity with Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 1 would do Mass Effect 1 would doom humanity, period. But Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1, they'd see the UI and be like, how do I look around? And they'd
what?
fail.
Why do the guns not aim properly? I still love that game, but like there's it doesn't hold up.
Okay,
too
so
well. Anyway,
Kyle has suggested Mass Effect 2. The
Yep.
alien overlords heartily chuckle and say, "You're mine forever." Who's next?
Yeah, and then we go work in the Zaltinian salt mines for the rest of our lives.
Exactly.
Thanks, Kyle. That's
Exactly.
what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a salt miner well into the ripe old age of 50 because I won't be able to work as efficiently anymore.
Oh, don't worry.
Alien
They have
overlords will kill me.
rejuvenation serum, so
doing
you'll be alive. to
rejuvenation.
70. They'll make sure you're still mining at 87.
Oh, God damn.
Before you
that's
guys,
horrible.
before you guys ripped into Kyle, I was gonna say Final Fantasy VII because everyone should be blessed with playing that, and I have a hard time believing that somebody won't enjoy a small aspect of it. But until we ripped Kyle, there would be something you would enjoy, but you wouldn't want to. You would never play the whole game, and you anyway. Doesn't matter. I think honestly, let's be honest.
You're saying the first 40%, I would enjoy something in Final Fantasy.
I could find something you would enjoy, yes, but
You probably would, yeah.
It'd be one thing.
I think you've doomed humanity
but-
too if you
but
say that.
I think that's
I'm
worse
not
than
gonna-
mine.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna choose. I'm not gonna choose that. I think I'm gonna sort of agree with Will here. I think that the biggest actually, and I was gonna say it anyway, is Super Mario World,
Yeah.
the classic from Super Nintendo, because I think if we're thinking something that gaps all the age differences and not being able to handle two thumbsticks and making people sick, and graphics aren't too advanced, easy to play, easy concept, fun co-op that you can play with a friend, Super Mario World or any of the Super Mario Bros. 1 to Super Mario World, I'm pretty sure would be good choices.
I think you
Probably
could
the
probably.
best
I
choice.
think
Just
you'd
about
probably
anybody could play.
yours was the best because the other ones were good, but yours would probably be the best.
Well, we don't even have Derek not even picked yet, bruh.
No, he was talking about
the Mario games. He
He was
referenced
talking
the
about
other old
my
Mario.
choice of Super Mario
Yeah,
World.
his choice. Super Mario World would probably be the best one.
Super Mario World
He's like
is
the
probably the
other
best.
Marios. Gotcha.
If I said Super Mario All Stars, would that count? Because that's Mario
Yeah.
1,
No.
2, and 3.
No.
It's
Super
a
Mario
game.
World and Mario
It's a game.
Kart.
It's a game. It's a game cartridge. It's a game.
That would be the best for everyone. You got something for everyone. Done.
Fucking-
Don't even give me your opinions. You can't get better than that.
But they have to play 40% of Mario All Stars. You know. So
Yeah, you
That's
could play
all
little
of them.
bits of each that would count on one cartridge.
it would count.
You
Maybe
could,
that
you
is
could
the
argue
secret
that.
key. That's the
If
master
we had to go to
key.
intergalactic court with the aliens, I think a good lawyer could argue that 40% of the cartridge is what would count, right? And not
Yeah,
just
I think
40% of each game.
I think
I'm just
so. You
saying,
go to
I think-
Galactic Federation Court. Yeah.
Exactly. If the aliens even recognize the Galactic Federation Court, they might not. They might just eat the judge and the jury there and
Yeah, that's true. That's
enslave
true.
them and
But-
send them to work in
but-
the salt mines as well.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Derek, what do you got? We may have had.
But I want to hear you. I want to hear yours first.
You wanna hear
What's
mine?
yours? How are you doing? Yeah. I
Okay,
feel like you're
so-
gonna do mine.
So I was thinking Mario too, but I have a couple backups, so I will deploy those backups. And here's the one I decided to choose, and that is Mario Party. Mario Party 2, let's say, because I literally think somebody can be pumped about winning some shitty mini game, even like your 4-year-old sister or your 50-year-old grandma, or failing that, I was gonna say Wii fucking tennis.
So Wii Sports.
Wii Sports tennis. I was gonna say failing that.
For control schematics alone, I would put Wii Tennis over Mario Party, because while Mario Party is not complex, there still is that joystick that I don't know if Grandma can handle that stick. So.
that thing's gonna tear that paper mache thumb open.
But grandma could still have fun laughing with her family about how bad she is at controlling it.
For sure.
I'm just saying,
True.
Mario Party is also
Just
a
enjoy
choice.
just one mere moment of enjoyment is all it takes to succeed. But that's 7 billion people having one mere moment of enjoyment. That's the tough part.
Yeah. I'd say the only thing about Mario Party is you got to think about all the kids who would get salty about just never winning. Someone like myself, I never win at Mario Party.
But do you
But-
have fun one
I do.
time?
I do have fun with like one or two mini games, but
Well-
there are some people that never like that. But you never know.
Imagine it's like you got all the worst mini games in your final showdown for the last
Yeah.
human. You got
For
like
the-
shitty one where you're on the rocky
You're at
course.
38%,
Yeah.
and you're just like, gah.
God, why can't they all be good? Anyways, Derek, what do you got? I'm gonna go with Mario Party. On mine.
So obviously, I was thinking something along the lines of in the Nintendo universe as well, right? I was gonna go with a Mario of sorts, Mario Party, whatever. So I'm not gonna say that, and then just for fun at this point, because I mean, I don't want to be blind and pick the same thing as you guys, but I would. The best chance of saving humanity from a lifetime of enslavement in the salt mines with a rejuvenation potion that keeps you alive. Um, so just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna pick a game along the lines of Mario Party and say Fusion Frenzy.
Ooh,
Oh
Um,
yes.
you got me.
just
You
because
got me
Twisted
failing
System,
here. You failed me.
just because Twisted System is hilarious, and
Oh
even
wait,
if you're losing and getting smacked in the face by one of the poles,
yeah.
um, it's hilarious. You're laughing and having a good time. Even the people that I play with, when I destroy them at Twisted System, they're still laughing and having a good time. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
true.
would pick.
Even
I think
Eric. I
Fusion
mean, I
Frenzy
feel like you
I'm
chose that just
good.
because of Eric.
Yeah. Well, why do you think I brought Eric up right at the beginning when Kyle said Mass Effect 2? Because I'm thinking of something that Eric will play and laugh and at least enjoy for 5 minutes of his miserable life.
I'm pretty sure there's at least one Mass Effect moment Eric would enjoy.
Jesus.
Bro, it's sci-fi. He's not going to enjoy it, no matter how great the combat is. He'll justify his hate of it because it's sci-fi.
You have
So
to, yeah.
You
I'm
could,
have
you
picking
to,
couldn't even
Fusion Frenzy.
you
you
have
couldn't
to
even
understand
trust
this.
Eric to fake that he was enjoying it to save humanity. Like,
Yeah.
what is this trash?
No, exactly. He
Yeah.
wouldn't. He'd be morally against it. He's like, I'm not gonna fake. I like this. I save humanity. It's trash.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
Sci-fi.
you have
Trash.
to understand that before Siege, Eric literally played one game and one game only all the time, and that was Halo. Halo, he had it launch.
Yep.
He played online. In those days there wasn't online. He had to go through GameSpy Arcade, but that's all he played, and he played shit tons. The guy, I don't think has ever completed a Halo campaign. That is heresy. It
That
goes
is
trash,
pretty rough.
trash rating, bro. Trash rating, sci-fi garbage, cliche, bro. And it's like, man, the Halo like story arc through 1 through 3 is like the best thing in video game history with the music and all that.
But
That was,
he played Left 4 Dead with you and me all the time.
that was like, yeah, there was other games occasionally, but he was just doing that to be with his buds.
No,
Like he won't even go back and play Left 4 Dead now anyway.
no.
I'm
Or
just saying.
Trials. He played Trials, bro.
Yeah, but that's because that's skill based. That's skill
Yeah, it has
based.
nothing to do with enjoyment.
takes skill to
It's-
play.
That's true. That's true.
Like it's not like he's like
Skill.
these graphics and story are great. I'm just saying he's played all the Halos. He's played all the Halos except for, well, he tried the beta of Halo 5 with me, but he played all the Halos and he's never finished a story. Like he literally goes right to multiplayer, doesn't
Right.
care about the story, doesn't care about the cinematics.
Which is what's crazy. He beat the COD story. Like, whoa, what the?
I
Yeah,
would have beat
that
it,
is crazy.
but I don't have fucking access.
So basically, what we've rationalized is that Nintendo is required to save humanity's existence. Essentially,
I think that's the general consensus here. I think Nintendo is the key to saving humanity. Right.
I think
Now,
Nintendo
if you
is the
start
key.
help me, Izawaki-san. You're my only hope. I don't know who that is. Izawaki-san. I don't know.
You're funny.
I was
Lord
gonna
Sloth.
say just random pulling Japanese names out of your hat there.
Gotta do what I gotta do, buddy. Gotta do what I gotta do.
D Reich is
All right,
gone, so we should probably put up a thing there, Shawnzy.
Well, it's been we're at an hour 20 anyway.
We're at
I don't
an
know
hour
how
20,
long. Yeah, so maybe I'll see if he comes back right away, just so you can
Yeah,
be
here
there
he is.
for the exit. But I think we can leave it at that.
Sure, yeah. Can I just drop 2 other games that are coming out that I will be playing and we'll be talking about next week?
Nobody fucking cares, bro.
Okay. All right. Great. So, all right.
Yeah,
it's
go
been
ahead.
Fun.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I know. I'm kidding. Okay, so just a couple games coming out next week. Remake of Destroy All Humans. It'll be out, and I'll be playing that and thinking about it. And
On
then
Game
Other
Pass, no?
Side, which is it's a Sin City vibey, black and white and red, like tactical XCOM game. So I'll be playing that as well. So those are both on Tuesday. So it should be interesting. That's all. That's it.
Is Destroy All Humans coming to Game Pass?
No, I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
so. I think it's an actual you got to buy it.
Yeah,
I think
feel
Destroy All Humans, like the OG Xbox version might be on there.
It's on
but
there. There is, like
yeah.
I said, there is a demo in the summer of whatever. If you want to check out like the first level or something like that.
Summerfest.
For the
Yeah.
new one?
Summerfest demos.
Yeah.
For
There's
the
a
new
demo
one.
of the new one. Yes.
Did you
the
try
new
it by any
remake.
chance?
I did not. No.
I'm gonna download it tonight because I want to try it. But
Okay.
I'm
If you
assuming
do, let me know because I'd
what's
have
the
it
price of the
pre-ordered.
game? Like $29.99, like SpongeBob
No, it's
Rehydrated.
39.
No, it's full.
I think. No, it's
I
not
think it's full.
No,
For
no,
what
it's
game?
not full. It might be 49.
Destroy All
Destroy All
Humans.
Humans remake.
It was either 39 or 49, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of those two. Yeah.
I was looking at it, trying to decide if I wanted it or not, and I know for a fact if I had seen 69.99, or I would have been
Nope.
immediately
A definite
fucked
no.
no. But for the
Yeah.
price that I saw, I was actually considering it, so probably 39 or 49.
Yeah, and Other Side is about the same too. It was on sale for pre-order. It was like $6 off. It was like $35 for that game. I don't know if it's gonna be any good, but again, I always take these dumbass flyers and then we laugh about it later because I'm retarded. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
I could tell you one game that both Sean and myself pre-ordered that's coming out soon. That's going to be great and is cheap. Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning, eh?
Yes, buddy. I think it's funny that they call it the Re-Reckoning.
The
That is pretty
Re-Reckoning.
funny, actually. Yeah.
Well, we'll save the talk about that game for another episode. But
Indeed.
I love that fucking game, and I'm excited it's coming back for many reasons.
Should I just pre that shit, or what?
I mean, you played the OG a little bit, didn't you? Did you enjoy
Like
it a
5
little bit that you
minutes.
played?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
If you're gonna play, yes. I
gonna
would
play.
say yes.
Wait,
I
what
think
was another
Derek-
game I'm gonna wait on? Oh yeah, Ori, right? They're doing a new Ori for a series, right?
Yeah, for Series X, they're giving a like a 4K version.
Yeah.
4K facelift, 4K 60, or yeah.
I was
4K.
actually thinking about that, and I think I changed my mind. I think I went back. I don't think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to download them both and actually play through them.
Oof.
I think that's
some
what
hot heat.
at some point, like there's the other games to finish that I have ahead of it, obviously, but I don't think. I mean, if naturally I get stuck waiting to play it until that like lovely little 4K buff comes out, I'll play it then. But if I get around to it prior, I think it looks like way too much fun of a game to not
They're
enjoy it.
get the Kleenex box, Derek.
Why? Am I gonna jerk off or something? Because if you're
There's-
implying that I'm gonna cry, that doesn't happen.
There's that. And
Oh,
there's-
the comedic
Derek's like,
delivery
I
of
welded
his
my
face is
tear
the
ducts
best.
shut.
The comedic delivery. Oh my
Derek
god.
does not tear up when shit happens in video games.
Man, I still think this. I still think that like it happens to me all the time. I still think that the saddest moment I've ever had. Actually, we could have a whole thing about that. But Walking Dead, the end of Walking Dead.
Oh, don't get me started. Yeah, don't get me started on that.
I think for me, it was when the elusive man died. That saddened me greatly.
Really?
Dude, he's referring to his own name also. Don't forget that.
What? So when I drop, because Discord sometimes can be garbage and just drops randomly for some reason. What were we discussing? What did we decided on?
We were talking about ending because we're already at an hour 25. And
Yeah,
we
we are.
We were just finishing up. I don't remember what we were talking about, but we finished up that topic, and Alex wanted to bring up 2 other games, and that's
That
why
Yeah,
I
I'll
brought
be
up.
playing next week. Yeah.
two
What
games
were,
that
sorry,
you play
I
next
just
week.
want to. What were the 2 games? I
So
didn't
the
miss
two games,
said-
I have pre-bought and will be playing and talking about next week are Other Side and Destroy All Humans remake. So that's all I wanted to say.
Destroy All Humans and Other Side.
Yeah, it's like other CIDE, like like patricide, but other
Oh.
side.
Interesting. Okay.
Other
Yeah.
Cool.
side.
All right. So yeah, I guess it'll be as good a time to wrap up. Sean, you want to take us away? Start us off on our journey of self-discovery and
Looking to our
open-mindedness and looking into our hearts and wrapping up our cast for the week.
I just want to say, what even is good about that game? What is even so good about that game? Sorry, but fuck it, whatever. Get us out of here.
About what?
About
About what game? Sorry, about what game?
I'm saying, what is even half decent about Balan Wonderworld? Like, what did they see? But don't get me started. Just take us away.
It's about looking into your heart. They already went over that. The generic looking into your heart.
Like, God, did you guys take the Kingdom Hearts playbook or what? Jesus Christ.
All right, Sean, take us away. Get us out of here.
In a land, in a time, in a land before time, 4 men, 1 desire. So yeah, I am
Create the best podcast ever known. So
to create the best podcast ever known on a journey of self-discovery to find each other's hearts, play games, get followers, sync ninja.
hold on. This needs to be our outro. You have to record this.
You know,
realize
I'm making note of that.
there-
Yeah,
if-
we should
if-
do that.
If somebody
That'd be
writes me a
best
script, I'll do it. Okay.
I'll write you. I'll write you something.
If somebody
I'll write you
writes me a
something.
script, I'll do it. No worries. Yeah. So anyway, I am TSG_big time at Twitch. On Twitch. On Twitter, I am at big time TSG. I stream just about every day. I'm streaming a lot right now because I'm on vacation, actually. But usually my time slot will be around 8ish to 8ish at night, Eastern Standard Time, till 11:30-ish. But right now I'm streaming a lot, exceptionally a lot. Obviously, every Friday we got our podcast. Every Sunday we got our D&D, Dungeons and Dragons stream, which is great. Can't wait. Is it Sunday yet? I'm also in talks with my wife. I'm hoping it works out. I'm in talks with my wife. I want to do a Wednesday or like a hump day stream.
I was just gonna say, what the F? Are you guys like filing for divorce?
I'm in talks. I'm in talks
It's
with my
like
wife.
nobody wants to hear about that right now.
Who has nothing wrong with video games, and she's played lots of classic video games, but she is one of those people who can't handle the dual stick and all that, and she's... Sorry, I was just thinking about my wife handling 2 sticks at once.
Stick, yeah.
Well, I guess.
God
I
damn
found
it!
I found it funny.
I guess my dream is nullified then if she can't handle the dual sticks.
Oh, I think I just heard her yell from upstairs say, "I can." What did you say? You heard that? But anyway, I was in talks with her. I kind of want to see if we can do something where we, on some day of the week that's not Friday or Sunday, that we play a game together. Games that I wouldn't usually play, because I don't want to play like a game that she won't have fun with and we'll just all laugh at her. I'd rather play something that we can have fun with together that I wouldn't usually play. So we're looking into that. I might start doing that. Otherwise, every other night, like I said, I'm streaming a plethora of games. There's no specific one that I play. I play a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, it's Planetfall, No Man's Sky, DRG, Deep Rock Galactic, some Siege. But there's no limit to what I may or may not play. Yeah, and I got to 100 followers today, everyone. Yay!
Yeah.
So once again, before we go out, everyone else introduces themselves, I just want to remind everyone, please, if you're watching this isn't me specifically. There's 3 other guys in here, or gender confused guys. Give them a follow on Twitch. Give them a follow on Twitter. Their tags are there. I would love for you guys to support them, cradle them like your baby. That's it.
Hey
for me.
everybody, I am Axel Hacks and I'm jumping in because I'm number 2, I believe. And I just want to say, Sean, try 2 brothers with Trish maybe. Game Pass game, you each control a brother and solve puzzles together. It's kind of an older game, but she might like it. I don't know. I don't think it's that hard.
Isn't that Double Fine?
I think so.
I believe
But
I
you
own
always
it.
come up with companies and you know way more about companies than I do, so let me know.
I'm pretty sure it's Double Fine.
Think about 2 brothers because it's on Game Pass, so.
I will look into it.
Anyway, yeah, Axel Haxon, your friendly neighborhood Blood Bowl coach, your friendly neighborhood guy who sucks at technology and has everything overheat on every occasion possible. So, thank you.
So, wow, I like how his technology crapped out right as that happened. Anyways.
That was disabled kid hands, man. That's
I'm pretty sure every time has been disabled kid hands, except for his laptop crapping. Every other time it was his fault entirely. Yeah, or his disability's fault if you're gonna go by that way. Kyle, go ahead.
So mine is LU Radio DJ for Twitch and LU Radio DJ _42 for Twitter. And LU Radio DJ with an S on YouTube. I am trying to. I can't. It won't let me. Anyway.
So wait,
leave out the YouTube for now on.
Yeah, I know. And so I guess for right now, I'm just streaming whatever I can, whenever I can on Xbox, because for some reason I'm trying to go through and do a playthrough for this one thing called Our World Is Ended on PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 4 is being an absolute just the
Yeah, I've
Twitch,
seen those statuses.
the piece of shit right now streaming on the thing. And I had talked about it in a forum with someone because I was been waiting for Twitch to get back to me about it, and they're like, "Oh, you should just try it on YouTube Gaming." And I'm like, if I wanted to try it on YouTube Gaming, I would actually do that, but I don't feel like being that guy who does it on YouTube. No, I don't want to do that. So
Twitch told you to stream on another platform?
no. While I was waiting for Twitch in a forum on a PlayStation site, I was talking to this one person. They were like, "Try it on YouTube," and I'm like, I'd rather not.
Go
But
to Facebook Gaming.
yeah, that's pretty much the same thing as when Microsoft told you to go to Facebook Gaming. So yeah, I think from what I tried last night, they might have fixed it. So we'll see. I'll keep trying to get that playthrough going. But yeah, as it stands right now, Arwood is ended on PS4 and whatever I can on Xbox.
Quick question, Kyle, just about that. I know we're on our outro, but it's just a quick question. Do you only have that problem with that game on PlayStation, or is it all your games?
No, it's all my games. I checked that out because I fired up a couple other games. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like Persona with Atlas where they don't let you stream it.
Have you tried streaming for X amount of time though to see that it's not, because you don't have the best internet? Are you on Wi-Fi for your PlayStation? I'm just saying that the Sony architecture for that is crappier than the Xbox architect.
Yeah, it's I managed to do on my test last night. Once I did all the things that they had mentioned, I managed to get, I think, an hour-long stream out for Assassin's Creed Rogue. Was the game I was testing it on. So yeah, hopefully things work out. If not, we'll figure it out for there. But then Xbox will be the main thing for there.
Okay, Derek.
I'm Derek. You can catch me on Twitch, TSG_elusive man. Twitter, TSG_elusive man. YouTube, TSG elusive man. I like to keep it all the same, unlike other people. I basically stream every day a variety of games. Stop in, check it out if you'd like. Drop a follow if you'd like. If not, you don't have to. I'm not your supervisor. You don't have to listen to me. As Sean said, we do our D&D every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. It's pretty awesome. And our GameCast every Friday at 8-ish p.m. Eastern. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Catch y'all later, buds.
In a land. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. See you guys next week.
Yes, thanks, everybody.
I'm sure we'll all be streaming tonight. Just don't know what yet. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.